more stuff to uncover for Joe's alarm. Here I have the pallet fork standing up on a piece of Rotico. Another great use for Rotico. It holds in tiny parts nicely. This is a pretty clear shot of the pallet fork, and you can see that left stone very squared off to the assembly, and then you compare it to that right stone, it don't look so good. So let's zoom in here. We're going to come in pretty tight. This is as tight as I can get it, and we can check the staff, those axles. They look to be in pretty good shape. They're not broken. Look at all that gunk right there. That's actually not gunk. It's some kind of glue or varnish, and you can see that pallet stone is way out of shape, way off center. And if we come to the other side, you can see how it should look. This is going to affect timekeeping. It's going to affect the amplitude of the balance. It's going to affect a lot of things. I am no expert in positioning that stone or fixing that, so I sent Joe an email saying, hey, let's get that donor watch coming so I can take the pallet fork out, and if we need to balance, we have it. Okay, here's another view. Let's come out a little bit. You can see that brown varnish type stuff not only is on the pallet stone, but it's spilled over onto the other part of the pallet fork. Look at that. That shouldn't be there. That's going to affect your timing and everything else. So here we have an attempt at a repair. There's a nice tight shot of that glue, I guess you would call it for all purposes here. That is glue, that varnish. There's a little bit of white stuff in there as well. Who knows what that is? That's the repaired side. Here's what it should look like. That looks like the factory varnish that holds that stone in place. And that looks like it's coming apart too. It's got some cracks on it. So let's turn that pallet fork over, and we'll have a look at the other side. So this is really going to affect timekeeping, amplitude, you name it. This isn't going to run too well with that fork. It's amazing it ran at all. Okay, here we go. Flipped over. Here's the tail end of that. And if you notice, let's position that straight. That little tang looks like they were trying to somebody was trying to repair that as well, or that's that varnish spillover. You can see it right there. Maybe that varnish was used to hold that brass piece in place. I don't know what that's called, but that could be. Here is the better side of the pallet fork and its stone. That's what it should look like with the varnish. Nice and flat and slick. Look at this. We've got varnish, we've got white stuff. If you look at that stone, it's all chipped up on that edge right there. This isn't in good shape. So I'm not even going to attempt to repair that stone. That thing is tiny. Looks big here. Sure it does, because we're under pretty good magnification. But that is a critical factor in this alarm keeping good time, getting everything back to spec. We're going to need a pallet fork. I already emailed Joe, and we'll see what happens. In the meantime, I am cleaning parts batch by batch to keep things separate, because there are a lot of parts to this. And as soon as I get everything for assembly, we'll post that up. So stay tuned.